In the premiere season of Unique Ultimate Ironman, I counted down 21 of the most mind-boggling, impressive, and sometimes confusing UIM accounts. This season, I've got more jaw-dropping accounts to show, but I've also opened the doors to all Ironman types. And today, I'll be taking a look at 3 more crazy Ironman accounts, one of which might be one of the best Ultimate Ironman accounts of all time. Let's get started. I'm kicking off Season 2 with none other than No QP, by the way, aka Yungsoss. As his name implies, this Ironman's rule set is pretty simple. Progress the account without gaining a single quest point. Sounds easy, right? Well, as it turns out, quests unlock a lot of important game features. From items to skills, to entire regions of the game world, quests are a central pillar that drive player progression and experience in old school. Yungsoss began his account after recompleting Morning's End Part 2 on his hardcore Ironman. Yes, I'm serious, and I love that backstory so much. Yungsoss was tired of having to repeatedly recomplete quests, and thus, No QP, by the way, was born. A no quest account possesses some major challenges, top of the list being that without Druidic Ritual, all potions have to be gathered rather than made. Despite this, Yungsoss has managed to acquire an impressive stack through PVM, and yes, even Dr. Jekyll events. Some massive areas of the game are also completely off limits, such as Morytonia since it's locked behind Priest in Peril, and God Wars being locked behind Edgar's Ruse. This hasn't stopped No QP, by the way, from pursuing all kinds of endgame PVM content though, and to date, he's managed to get drops from Chambers of Xeric, Hydra, and even Corporeal Beast, even though he doesn't have access to a BGS or an Arclight. He's also managed to nearly complete the entire Revenant's log, the full Dagonhai set, and a large collection of PVM and skilling pets from all kinds of different content across the game. This Ironman is not afraid of the wilderness, unlike some Ironmen I know. Oh god. Oh my god, dude. We don't all have nerves of steel, alright? Deep into his endgame, No QP, by the way, has allowed himself to complete various mini-quests, since they don't grant quest points, as well as begin a few different quests to unlock some additional content. He stands by his rules though, no quest points in his quest log, ever. Yungsoss has a fantastic YouTube series documenting all of his progress. In my opinion, it's one of the most underrated old school series out there. I'll be leaving a link in the description, so please be sure to give it a watch and leave him a comment to tell him that I sent you. Our second unique Ironman today is Morytonia. You might be familiar with Morytonia area locked accounts due to a certain swampy UIM, but Mori has taken this concept as far as you can go with the normal Ironman, granting him the ability to diversify his gameplay and reach some of the most impressive achievements that I've ever seen on an area locked account. Not a single skill has gone untouched by Mori, and he's leveraged some of the most extreme training methods to level his stats to where they are today. His 88 Slayer has come entirely from temple trekking, for which he averages just 7.5k XP an hour from roughly 53 treks per hour. The treks also net him other useful supplies like bowstrings for fletching and silver bars for crafting. Mori's 99 Hunter came primarily from catching green salamanders, and maxing out the skill has granted him the ability to barehand catch lucky implings in order to have a slim chance at obtaining rare clue scroll items that otherwise would be impossible to achieve in Morytonia. Due to a clever strategy of having another player start the Shield of Arav quest to get a Phoenix crossbow and then dropping it to him, which is a special item that can be dropped to Ironmen, he was able to get his hands on a crossbow, which enabled him to grapple in the Hallowed Sepulchre and obtain increased loot. Where I think his account truly shines though is PVM. With 85 plus Slayer, Mori's obtained a whip and an Abyssal Dagger. He's also completely finished the Barrows log, which gave him some much needed upgrades to take on the Theater of Blood. Mori noted that one of the most difficult parts of his account is finding people to raid with him, but even so, he's managed to achieve the Avernic Defender, Justiciar pieces, the Sanguinesti staff, Rapier, and even the Tob pet. But the PVM doesn't stop there, no. He's also spent a fair few hours at the Nightmare, having managed to obtain the Jar of Dreams, Sleepy Tablet, Eldritch Orb, and a Parasitic Egg. As if that wasn't enough, Mori's also the proud owner of a Rot Golem, Ring of Endurance, Steel Baguette, and the complete Zealot robe set. And to top it all off, he's managed to reach a total level of over 2040 with multiple clue scroll completions. His account is truly a Morytonia masterpiece, and even though he only has a small handful of videos on his YouTube channel, I will be leaving the link to that down below. If you're enjoying today's video, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that like button. I also put out all kinds of Ultimate Ironman and variety old school videos, so if more YouTube content to watch sounds good to you, a sub is always appreciated. At the number 1 slot today is one of the best Ultimate Ironman accounts I have ever seen. I'd like to introduce you all to JabbaU. Let's start with his stats. Jabba is not only maxed, but ranked 17 overall for Ultimate Ironman. He's ranked for every single PVM encounter, and let me tell you, it shows. Jabba puts almost every UIM to shame with his over 8 billion GP in items, including completed sets of Inquisitor, Justiciar, Twisted Ancestral, Masori, and Torva. He also owns a Twisted Bow, Scythe, Shadow, Spectral Spirit Shield from Corp, and a plethora of items from the new Tombs of Amascut raid. Jabba's pet log is absolutely nothing to scoff at either. You can see his wide collection here, plus the addition of the new Warden pet from Tombs of Amascut, which brings him to a total of 22 pets. What really sets Jabba apart is his mastery of PVM in old school, or maybe I should say grand mastery. Yes, Jabba has managed to claw his way through the game's most insane PVM challenges to become the first and currently only Ultimate Ironman to finish every combat achievement and claim the coveted Zuck Helm. For such an elite PVMer, I had to know what he thought the hardest combat tasks were. Jabba told me that Perfect Theater of Blood and 65-Minute Inferno were both contenders for that title. Perfect TOB requires nerves of steel and flawless execution by the entire team. Meanwhile, the Inferno speedrun demands perfection at maximum speed. These incredible PVM feats suddenly become even more impressive when you realize that Jabba plays old school in fixed mode. With the reduced field of view or higher requirement for click accuracy, I have to imagine that this made some of his grinds like the Inferno even harder. Recently, Jabba's been taking his talents to the Tombs of Amascut, having completed every unique item, the pet, every pet transmog, and every ornament kit, including the level 500 Fang kit. He also intends to complete all of the TOA combat achievements when they release later this year. Between being the only UIM to have the Zuck Helm currently and only Ultimate Ironman with every TOA cosmetic unlock, I think it's fair to award Jabba the crown for the most accomplished Ultimate Ironman PVMer of all time. And if you're interested in the best of the best, be sure to check out my video about Runescape's greatest hardcore Ironman, or this other one showcasing 21 of the most insane unique UIM accounts in the game. Don't forget to drop a like and a sub on your way out. Thank you so much for watching.